My mom threw Grandpa's passbook in the trash. The bank manager's reaction changed everything. Danica Gross, a 31-year-old paralegal from Columbus, Ohio, never expected her quiet grandfather's funeral to uncover a massive family secret. Her grandfather, Eugene Gross, had lived a modest life on a small farm and was known as a careful accountant and strategic chess player. Shortly before his death, he whispered a strange instruction to Danica: find a passbook hidden inside a chessbook in his study and trust no one in the family. After the funeral, the family gathered at the farmhouse. While Danica's mother, Miriam, and brother Wyatt discussed quickly selling the property, Danica slipped into her grandfather's study. Inside a hollowed-out chessbook, she discovered an old leather bank passbook. When she brought it to the living room, her mother reacted instantly, snatching it from her hands and throwing it in the trash, calling it worthless junk. Wyatt laughed and dismissed it as sentimental nonsense. The reaction felt wrong. Danica had spent years working in law, and she recognized the look her mother and brother exchanged, a silent sign of a shared secret. Unable to sleep that night, she returned to the farmhouse before sunrise and retrieved the passbook from the trash. Inside, she found something strange. Although the cover looked antique, the account details appeared modern. Hidden in the spine was a small note in her grandfather's handwriting. It listed an account number and warned, asterisk, they do not know about this one. Ask for the full history. Trust no one in the family. Only you, Danica. Asterisk. Soon after, both her mother and brother called separately, acting unusually concerned. Each tried to discourage her from digging through her grandfather's belongings, insisting he had nothing valuable and suggesting his mind had not been reliable in his final years. Their calls only strengthened Danica's suspicions. Taking a personal day from work, she drove to a small-town bank branch where the account was registered. At first, the teller simply typed the information into the computer, but her expression quickly changed. Minutes later, the regional manager, Theodore Calloway, invited Danica into his office. He explained that the account had been deliberately disguised. Though the passbook looked old, the account itself had been opened years earlier and left untouched to accumulate compound interest. When he wrote the balance on a piece of paper and slid it across the desk, Danica was stunned. The account held more than $2 million. But the story was darker than hidden wealth. Bank records showed that years earlier someone had tried to access the account using suspicious documents, claiming authority over Eugene Gross. The bank rejected the request after detecting inconsistencies in the signatures. The name on the request was Miriam Gross, Danica's mother. Further investigation by the bank's security team revealed a pattern. Over several years, large sums had been transferred from her grandfather's accounts using forged or manipulated documents. They believed Miriam had stolen around $1.5 million while claiming her father-in-law was mentally declining. Eugene, however, had realized what was happening. Unable to stop her directly, he secretly moved what remained of his money into a hidden account and disguised it with the old passbook. He also filed a fraud complaint with the bank and carefully documented everything, hoping someone would uncover the truth later. Police from a financial crimes unit soon joined the investigation. Detective Tabitha Jefferson explained that elder financial abuse often comes from family members and is difficult to prove because victims are frequently dismissed as confused. Eugene had anticipated this problem and spent years collecting evidence. Soon another revelation surfaced. An attorney named Lawrence Whitmore, Eugene's longtime friend, contacted Danica and handed her a detailed file her grandfather had prepared. It contained bank statements, signature comparisons, transaction logs, and a sworn statement describing how Miriam manipulated him and drained his finances. Even worse, investigators discovered that Wyatt had helped by creating a shell company used to hide stolen funds. Months later, both Miriam and Wyatt were arrested and eventually convicted of fraud, forgery, and financial abuse. Their carefully constructed lies collapsed under the evidence Eugene had patiently gathered. In the end, Danica realized her grandfather had played a long strategic game, just like chess. He could not defeat the deception while alive, but he left a trail that allowed the truth to surface after his death. He had always told her one lesson: the truth is patient. It can wait longer than any lie.